Boom, boom. This is good, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so we got a little bit of Bleach Immortal Souls up today. I've been getting some DMs from some people that want me to update you on the account. See how I'm coming along with the, increasing everybody from gold 5s up to the reds. It's a time-consuming process. I don't believe in wasting soul jade on purchasing stamina, so I could use the 264 that I get. I do 2 times a day. I'll hit it once in the morning, and then once in the evening to make sure I use all the stamina. And it's basically just pumping through the actual enhancements. It just do a sweep until I hit 360. Then with 360, I'll take him up to red. So that's basically all it is that I do. I've already got Kenpachi out. And as you can see, a lot of these guys will be ready to go to +1 almost. I'll be able to take one of them up to +1 almost immediately, and then I'll have to start working on those. But I'll be able to take a couple of these up because it's only 240. So I'll probably just go ahead and focus on that. But I want to get everybody at Red 1, Mystic 1, if at all possible, before I go into start trying to do these actual elite stages, because I'm going to need to complete. So I need 833 is how many I have. I need 857, so I need about 24. So it's going to need. I'm going to need to complete quite a few of the elite stages to get through here, and I think I should be able to do it at at red or red 1. I'll focus on the actual character, a straight character enhancement. And then I'll probably focus on the weapon as well for a little bit extra damage. And then I'll try to start knocking out and see how far I can get, if I can get enough to actually go into the next level. In terms of basic team, my basic team is still the same. I did do a little bit of change up on the squad just to see what I could do on the squad, and I was able to squeeze a little bit more out of it on the squad boss. Basically, I just got rid of. I took out Shinji, not Shinji. I took out Yoroku, and I took out Yamamoto, and I just basically put in 5 of the actual 5 attackers. Plus, I kept full hollow Ichigo in there just for survival. Once you take out, when I took out Yoroku, that took out my tank. So tend to sometimes they might die a little bit before that 10th. Turn takes place, so keep an Ichigo in there. Make sure I have some power in there, and I'm running anywhere between 18 to 22. Like today, I got 19.3. So that's good enough. I'm not too worried about that. That's fine in terms of my damage. So that's about what I was getting with the with my Soul team, and which has of course Yamamoto, Yoroku, Shinji, Full Hollow Ichigo, White Ichigo, and then Kenpachi. But just fix it up, because there is an elemental advantage in this game. Just red beats blue, blue beats orange, orange beats red. So that's the advantage type. I guess technically it's not elemental. In this game, it's more just a straight triangle tier advantage scale. So always remember that red beats blue. That where that becomes very important is in your actual arena when you're doing the actual battleground here, because that's where you can actually make a dent in some of these here. Let's see what we got here. So I always try to get one that's okay. So here we've got it. So I know I could take a blue, because red beats blue, blue beats orange, orange beats red. So I've got a 54 on an actual blue. So I could take a blue. And I could probably get by with, yeah, I have to use, because it's the only blue I got. So this should be a fairly decent win. But you got to keep doing that, because this is a it's a one-on-one. It's full auto, so you can't do anything. I've noticed that Yamamoto has slowly become a little bit. I've actually noticed that in terms of what I'm finding out that Shinji seems to be the best one for this because Shinji can beat people that are like at least 10 to 15,000. I actually beat somebody that was it was 8,000. I think it was 8,000 more power than I did in this, simply because that person was never ever going to get to rage. Shinji's rage steals, so he can steal people rage. Ichigo Full Hall Ichigo does a little bit of a rage steal as well, so you can actually get by with beating people that are a little bit higher power on you in terms of that as well. But I do try to focus on this. I'm at 21. I was at this morning. I was at 9, and I have gotten on 1 in it before. But I usually don't stay there for too long because there's some pretty powerful people on the server, and you have to get the right roles because you're going up against some pretty high level characters. And I've really only got Shinji and Ichigo who can actually beat characters that are actually a little bit higher than them in terms of power, because the others don't have any rage steal, and a lot of times the initiative on the other person is much higher, which means I don't get to go first. And a lot of times it's whoever goes first in this game that actually wins. So it's always good to check your initiative. But when you've got teams out there that have like 95,000 on one character, you can bet that their initiative is going to be quite high, much higher than mine. My initiative's only at like 8,700. The standard seems to be in the mid 6s, low 7s for most people. But I focus on it pretty regularly. I keep making sure that I use all of my gifts and stuff to make sure that my initiative is as high as possible, because that's who determines who goes first in arena and in other forms of combat. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at? Let me see. I think I got a bento here. Let's use a bento. That gives me 50. And let's go ahead and see how these are looking on the actual elites. So I did Hiyori once. As I meant, I lost several people on that. So let's see how we do now with 3 actual enhancements and a couple weapon enhancements, and make a determination as to how far I can get through this. So it's only one one setup. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. They're doing some pretty good damage. There's Unohana with that hill. So Yuri's down. That probably not going to think we're going to be able to, because he's probably going to do rage. I'll probably lose 2 people here. Yeah. If he had double tagged on Shinji there, I actually would have managed to do it with 3 stars, but now it's only going to be 2 stars. Simply because of the fact I lost 2 people. So it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better with but I haven't got my front team. My front team's is still not actually in Mystic yet, so that's going to make a difference as you look at my characters. This is my front line right here: Shinji, Yuraku, and Yamamoto. So I'll be putting, once those are Mystic like these, they'll probably be able to get through pretty far. That'll give them a pretty big boost in terms of that. I might also start focusing on their clothes, start focusing on their in the profile, and maybe start focusing on the close to actually give them a little bit more in terms of defense and hit points, because as you can see, I can start focusing on some of this stuff. So I have a lot of enhancements right now. I'm in the process of saving up gold too, because it's to take the Mystic, it's 1 million. from gold 5 to mystic is 1 million per character. So it's gonna start getting pretty high in terms of what I can focus on. I've got quite a bit of gold. My rank is still holding. It should be. I'm like at 45 or 44 at my ranking. I am at. I'm still at 44. I think. I think I came up one. Let's see who. Let's see what's set up here. So I'm at 199, 2079, 199, 2. So I just got a couple thousand. Once I take Shinji up, I'll probably take over Kai. Yeah, I'll probably take him over Kai and start moving up into this. But it's moving along. You just got to focus on it. Just do as much as you can. If you want to spend the, I prefer to spend the Soul Jade on summons when they come up. So I don't really like to use it if I don't have to on actually doing these enhancements just to speed it up when I could just let the stamina regenerate on its own. They do have an event up right now. They got the treasure hunt event up. They've got Lilith up as the character. You need 50, so you need to hit this twice to get her. I'm on the second level. You won't have this on stage 1. You have to clear stage 1 before you can get to at stage 2. Then you'll be able to get Lynette on stage 3, which is where I'm at right now. So I should hit it here sometime shortly. I've been pretty lucky, been hitting it about time. You can do 5 battles on the tour challenge. You get 5 a day. And once you get 3 keys each time. So that's a total of 15 keys. And then it takes, I think it's 3 for actual draws. So you get 5 draws a day, which is 1 row, either way across. I've just been going down. I cleared stage 2 this morning. That's why I've only got 4 on this one, because I had to hit it once on the other one before I cleared stage 2. And now I'm on stage 2. So I'm going to go ahead and get the character. I don't have him, her. I'm not exactly sure if that's a him or looks like a him, but I'm not sure. I think it's a her. Not sure, but anyway, she's got a pretty interesting skill set in terms of she does a character buff. She increases the attack rate for your entire team. So she does it, in terms of actual damage output. This is not something that you want to be putting in your team if you're looking for damage. Plus, she's an SSR character, so the others are a little bit, the others are UR characters are going to be a little bit more in terms of what they have to offer for your team. But if you're just starting out, she might be good, because I don't think there's been a draw for her, and she is at 50 shards. So right here she is. So as you can see, she's got a rage recovery. So she deals damage to a single enemy, and then she increases the damage reduction rate of the ally with the lowest hit points by 18%. So the user, one of your allies who has the lowest hit points, she will decrease damage decrease. Okay, and then she takes the ally with the highest attack, and she increases that damage rate by 18% for 1 round. So that's not a bad skill in terms of what she offers. So your lowest character gets a damage reduction buff, and your highest character gets a damage attack buff. So that's not bad at all. The rage, she does a column, so that's going to be 2, 1 column instead of a row, which hits 3. So she's doing a column. The ally with the highest attack recovers 3. So she recovers 300. The ally with the highest attack gets 300 rage when she does it, and then she regenerates 30% of her missing HP. And then there's a 50% chance for her to become disoriented. So herself disorients herself. There is a 50% chance for the net to become disoriented. Okay, interesting. So I guess she takes her out. She takes herself out if she gets disoriented. Um, I guess that tones her down a little bit. And then her actual passive is increases the damage rate of all allies for 1 round when she uses her rage skill. And then when the damage Lynette takes from the enemy skill is greater than 20% of her total HP, she gains 300% rage. So it's not a bad skill set. Plus, she's a tortoise, so there's not a lot of very good options inside of the um, tortoise team. So she might be something that you want to look at. I'm using my tortoises, of course, Uraku, but I might be switching that in for Hana once I get her up and see which one's best offering in terms of whether I need healing or not. Urago does have benefit. You can see his benefits in Squad Boss. With him in there, using my 3 back row will survive the entire fight. With him out, I do more damage, but at the same time, it's a trade-off. At the same time, I always finish it because Ichigo's never died on the Squad Boss. He's always alive at the last round because of his life steal. He's obviously the in terms of sheer out what he offers, he's pretty much the strongest character at this point. I mean, I just have not had any trouble with him doing anything. He's in all facets of the game. He exceeds what you would expect. So I think he's probably the best character in the game at this point. That might change once they start bringing out some of the newer characters. We'll have to see the Zangetsu Ichigo combination. Will probably be very powerful as well too, because it's the one that struck down Aizen. So, but in terms of this, he just has excellent survivability. It does pretty good damage. So it's good to have him in there. Plus, he's the lead for the Soul Hole team. You have to have he's the requirement for the Soul Hole team for the Tiger. So if you want to do a Soul Hole team, you have to have him as your set for that. I think it's the yeah, it's the dragon. So it's the dragon Sage's team where you need Ichigo fully qualified. So if you want to run this team, you have to have him. You have to have him, 1 white tiger, 1 vermilion, and 1 black tortoise. So you need to have basically 1 from each faction, plus full hollow Ichigo, and that's what you need for that team. And the white tiger is version 2 of Grimjow, and the vermilion bird is Nel. So the resurrection version, not her. Not the SR version or the SSR version, but the UR version, which is her second when she's part. She's sort of like centaur type setup. That's the one you need to make this if you want to do this one. They all give the same. They all give the same buff. It's just based solely on which character you have and which character. I've just had full hollow Ichigo is my strongest one. Therefore, that's the one I use. So that's where it's at. But yeah, so I'm moving along. It's going to be another. It's probably going to be the end of next week, probably Thursday or Friday of next week, or maybe even Monday or Tuesday of the following week before I'm actually complete with these, because it's taken roughly about. A lot of it depends on the soul bags. You get the bags that has the soul stones and stuff in. Depending on these bags, depending on how many of the bags I get, how many excess I get. Plus, a lot of it depends on how much you get out of the actual AFK function. So it just depends a lot. But you get a lot of mystic stuff in there. But it's still rolling through. I'm going to be able to actually move pretty fast when I go to Mystic 1. Simply because I'm already starting to gather a lot of those parts that I need. But, right now I'm not getting any of the other parts that I need to actually take these up. So it's taking a little bit longer than I would have liked to. But we're getting there. And it's definitely having an effect. So I should be able to, once they're all set, I should be able to progress through the elite stages pretty good and then take on the story set. I think that's as far as the story goes right now. I think the next chapter is the last chapter until they come out with the new the new updates. One other update that they've added is you can now watch advertisements, and you can do this like I think 4 times a day, and then you can get 20 Soul Jade for that if you want to spend it. The advertisements take like 30 seconds, so it's just another that's another functionality they added to the game. It's a nice way to get a little bit extra Soul Jade if you're running low, But it's 80. I guess it recharges daily on a daily basis. I think it can go up to 5 because I yesterday I did a couple, and when I logged in this morning it was up to 5. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm not sure if it does 4 a day, or if it does a 4-day maximum 5, or what the actual maximum set is. It's a little scampy. It tends to work a little bit sporadically on my phone. I did try to do one this morning, and it just set and spinned on me. It never did actually show the actual video. So, but it's a new function, so I'm not worried about it. Because they did have a big update a while back when they did, updated the UI interface and stuff. So they're still adding characters and stuff. So it's not unusual that they might have a couple functions that don't work as intended. So, but it's good. But yeah, so just to give you an update, 3 down, 3 to go. So we're getting there. So remember to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Once you've subscribed to the channel, you'll see a bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified each time I drop a video. This is Kendrick coming out in the corner, signing out.